we want to talk about this $1 million cup of coffee?
We can.
Okay.
So we watched this video. It's called the $1 Million Cup of Coffee. It's up on the page.
It's on Let's Talk Money's Facebook page. I've shared it a couple of times just because I feel like this dude gives such a clear example of what he's talking about.
Yeah, of investing and how you can just take $5 a day. And, we've talked about this so many different times of, taking that little bit of money that we spend on, whether it's McDonald's or Starbucks or Smoothie King, whatever, the vending machine. Do they still have vending machines?
Well, they trust you a little more now. I know at my place when I was going in, they had like the company kitchen, right? Mm-hmm. And everything's just out there, and you just grab something. So it's still vending, but you just pay for it. You swipe your card or whatever, and or they got a little card you can put load money onto, and it's open 24 hours. Of course, there's a camera shining right on. Right. All the products and the paying machine, but so don't think you're getting free stuff. I lost my job because I wanted that Snicker bar. Look. Don't do that. But vending machines,
just things, stuff.
Yep.
So the whole video basically is about taking your $5 a day and investing it, and it comes out to being like $1,825 a year.
So $1,825 a year,
right? And so his thing is putting it in a savings account, which pays you 0.01 interest rate. And so, we've talked about that several times on how I can't remember now if it was 3,000 or I either had 3,000.
I feel like it was 3
in savings, and I was getting like 11 cents a month on this $3,000. So, and he's just kind of really showing that. And so, how over 20 years, he was showing how you would make $34 off of this money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he starts the video off with this story about 2 college students, right? He gave the little example. They're the same age. They have different backgrounds. One is a traditional household where he's taught to put these $5 in a savings account. And the other one is a wealthy household who's been taught to invest the $5 a day for 20 days into a stock that grows by 35% annually.
Right.
Okay, so they meet at a reunion later. One has this savings account, which is great, right? But the other is a millionaire. And Larry Jones, this guy is the guy who distributed the video, and it's Larry Jones Stock Up. So you can go out and subscribe to his page. It's really good. He really gives great tips. And you know what I really love about him is that I feel like he really cares.
Yes.
He really cares about people. I might have said that before talking about him, but he really cares about people. And I was reading some of the comments in this particular video, and somebody else said that like you can just feel,
you can tell
the love that he gives. But anyway, it was a video about 2 college students that were the same age, had different backgrounds. One was taught to put $5 away, $5 a day away, and put it into a savings account. And then the one who had the wealthy background, he was taught to save $5 a day and put it into a stock that grows 35% annually. There was also some comments out there
about that
was saying good luck finding something at 35%.
Into that, because I saw the same comment about that. But here's the thing, because, you hear a lot of people, here's what you say overall. You see stock that are more like 8 to 12%. And the more you dig and listen to people, you've got to do your research. And the more you research these companies and you dig and you get in at good prices, you can find some really good investments. And I mean, because like now I have stock that I look at them and I'm at like 161% increase.
Yeah. I got one that's like that too, maybe two of them.
So they're out there.
They're out there.
And it's doing the research. So yeah.
So yeah, they met later at a 20 years later. One had savings, which was good. And I think he had, so at that time, so 20 years later, putting in $5 a day, you have $36,534.70. Now that's over the 20 years. You've contributed $36,500 of that, and the amount of interest you've earned is the $34.70 over 20 years.
So yeah, so your interest was like 0.01%. Right.
Yeah, that's just like wait, I'm gonna tell this other one and then I'm gonna tell my little joke. But the second the wealthy kid who did the $5 a day for 35%, he ended up having, which they say he's a millionaire, so one would have for $5 a day at 35%, you would have $2,102,783.71. So you had the same you contributed the same $36,500, but look at one and the interest and growth versus the other.
Yes.
Significant. I feel like it's like Harlem Nights when they were shooting all them machine guns, and then the one pop up with that little pew, like pew pew. So,
girl, makes me think about William and that BB gun. And he shot it and the thing came out and it fell. Didn't go nowhere.
And the little bullet fell. Yeah, but so that just the difference in those made me feel about that.
Yes,
anyway.
I'm sorry. I guess you had to be there because that just tickled me. So,
so yeah, just significant difference.
Yes.
And it's a cup of coffee, which is why he calls it does the hashtag $1 million cup of coffee, because it's really like the price of a coffee for somebody who goes to Starbucks every day. I mean, like every day. They do that.
Somebody that goes and gets a cup of coffee a day. And once again, whoever goes and gets that whatever. The dollar menu at McDonald's,
But you get 5 items.
Right.
Because they're on the dollar menu. It could be a bottle of wine a day. It could be a beer.
Wino.
I mean,
a bottle of wine?
Some people do. Like I told the story when me and my son used to meal prep. I would open up a bottle of wine, start cooking. He's meal prepping or doing his stuff, and by the time I finish dinner and we're getting ready to sit down to eat, I'm pouring the last glass. So
right,
if you can,
yeah.
So, and some people do.
Yeah, I guess you kind of got a point.
So whatever that is, vending machine, renting games for your kids online. If you're buying something every day for them to entertain themselves, whatever it is.
And if you're tracking, if you have that expense tracker, you'll know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see it. If you're not tracking it, you might not pay attention to know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take that and invest, and so one might say, well, where do I start? For me, I say Ameritrade. And the reason why I say Ameritrade is because you can call and talk to a person.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody will help you set up your account. Somebody will walk you through it. It's not like Robinhood when you can't talk to someone.
Right.
So I personally, I'm not a financial advisor or anything of that nature. This is my personal opinion. Ameritrade, I use them. You get on there and trade, and it's great. If you don't have, if it's certain stock that you want to get into and you don't have a lot of money to get in certain stock, you can do Schwab. They have slices.
Yeah.
So you can download that Swab Slices and say you want Tesla, and you can only do your $5 a day with and start purchasing Tesla or whatever, you choose that you want to get into. But yeah, I say them. Now, I have a statistic that Larry gave, and this is trillions of dollars go through the stock market, and 75% of it is done by institutions. Mm-hmm. Only 25% is done by retail investors, and that's you and me. Out of 25%, 85% are millionaires.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, y'all, we got to quit sleeping on this and start building generational wealth for our community.
Yeah, and the picture that he paints is just so simple. So please go out to Let's Talk Money's Facebook page and just check out that video. It's only 15 minutes. You got 15 minutes of time. Listen to it while you're driving, while you're cooking, whatever. But it is really, it was such a clear picture.
Yes,
for me.
So simple.
It was so simple. It was unbelievable. Like, that just makes so much sense. And the funny thing he says in it, says in the video, like, that was just so simple. Why aren't people doing it? And he goes, they are. You're just not.
See,
you're just not doing it. So he's like, I want you to start doing it for yourself, for your children, for your grandchildren. And then he goes a little bit more into it to talk about, once you start seeing it grow, then you'll want to do $10 a day, and you'll want to do $20 a day, or, some people can afford $100, whatever it is, you'll want to increase that, because that is true. Once you start to see things grow, you don't want to touch it.
You don't want. Isn't it amazing how that happens?
Yep.
Though
you don't want to touch it. There's also an investment calculator tool that you can download to your phone, and you can put these numbers in there, and then you can kind of calculate over time what your money would look like. Right. I think that's motivational too. Yes. When you can see the picture. I mean, I'm a very visual person, so seeing it in that calculator, and if you go to your app store, it'll say investment. The one he was using was the investment calculator tool, and it's like a blue calculator with an orange dollar sign in there. So if you get out there and you want to download that calculator, that's the one that he was using. So he talks about, we've talked about picking stocks. I know for me, I'm not always sure which ones to invest in or want to invest. And I know a lot of people that I've listened to just say, what are you passionate about? So if you like coffee, maybe it's Starbucks. Mm-hmm. Invest in the companies where you spend your money. Right. And so T has some tips on picking stocks.
Oh, yeah. So researching
mm-hmm.
the stock. It's funny because I had already been listening to this guy that talked about doing the work and start researching these stocks. Don't just start jumping into stock. You got to know what you're investing in, and to what you said, to have a passion about the stock, so if you want to stay. Mm-hmm. Should I hold so you don't start getting emotional about a stock?
Yeah.
And sell too soon, or just going along with what other people are doing when it comes to buying and selling stocks. So really, I was like, research a stock. Well, I really don't know where to start.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Yeah. What do I do? And then, one thing you can do is when you're in TD Ameritrade or when you're in Charles Schwab, is that they have like news highlights or
mm-hmm.
So you can go there and you can start there, and they'll give you the news updates or topics for that particular stock. You can start there, and read that headline. And then from there, you'll dig a little deeper. Well, how much is this company worth?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, what did this company do in the past? How much did this company make in the past? Who's the CEO? How much is the CEO worth? oh, who is this company's competitors?
Yeah.
What are they doing? How is it affecting the company? Oh, what other companies are invested in this company?
Yeah.
How much are they invested in this company? Different things like that. And you start looking at things like that or those trends. One of the ones I started researching was Netflix. Invested in Netflix. So I was like, well, let me start researching this to see what's going on with them. So, just and it really becomes kind of interesting. Oh, you start learning different things about, the company. And then you start paying attention to things. So we were watching a movie last night, and it was in a different language. They were running some credits or something. And William said, he had said something, it was from something or he's London or whatever. I said, oh, they have a company. They have an office in London. Well,
we need to go visit it.
I had just learned where all their different offices were because I was researching it, that they're picking up more viewers overseas, even though we're opening up. So I'm like, okay, where is the stock going to go down? So there's different things that you'll learn about these companies. So just to start doing research on the companies that you're interested in so that you'll know.
Yeah, that's good stuff. And I know I have an app on my phone that I use too, and it's called StockTwits, StockTwits. They have a lot of news in there, and so like if you set like your watch list and different things like that, so whatever you've invested in TD Ameritrade, you get news reports about that. But in StockTwits, if you're watching, or even Google, if you're watching different stocks, then they'll give you news stories about those. So that's another way to watch what's going on with your stuff.
And the other thing, I'm sorry, I want to add to this is the forecast. Make sure you look at the forecast. What's the 5-year forecast for that company, the 10-year forecast? And I think it's Tips Rank is one of them that you can look at the forecast for it. And also, so the forecast and, of course, what they did in the past. So those are some things that you want to pay attention to most definitely.
Absolutely. I love talking about some of that stuff, man, all of that stuff.
Yes, so do I.
So we hope that something has been said here to help you get started with investing. And just that clear picture that Larry gives, go out and check that out on our Facebook page, Let's Talk Money.
Thank you for listening to Girls Talk Money with Money T and Simply C.
Catch us every Monday right here on YouTube at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time.
You can also email us at letstalkmoney1969@gmail.com.
And remember,
as a man thinketh in his heart,
so is he. Your money mindset matters.